lied. That night, Jordan came home for the first time in 3 days.
I quit my job today. I got into trouble with a client and my boss was so annoying. And I'll be leaving this house too.
Saying this, he quickly packed his belongings and tried to leave. Wait a minute. You can't just say that all of a sudden. Let's calm down and talk this through. Even as I tried to stop him, Jordan wouldn't listen.
I can see that your father will complain, and lately, Emily isn't cute anymore, and being in this house is uncomfortable. Besides, the woman I'm seeing now is still 20, and since I'm her first, she really thinks I'm the one for her. You don't need me here, right?
Earlier in the call, my father had said hurry up and divorce him. You don't love me or your daughter anymore? I was afraid to hear the answer.
The girlfriend I have now, she's like you used to be. Sorry, but honestly, I've been tired of you for a long time.
It doesn't make sense. I don't think marriage is about getting tired of your significant other.
Here, the divorce papers. Fill them out and submit them once you're done.
He handed me the documents he had taken out of his bag. I had thought if it came to divorce, I would be the one to bring it up. At that moment, Emily, who had been in her room, came out and shouted, "You're not my father. Just get out." Jordan shrieked at his father's shouts, opened the front door and left. Emily was crying. "He's the worst. I hate him." Emily. "Mom, why have you not said anything even if you knew he's been cheating all along?" "It's because his cheating is like a disease. And I thought it was better not to divorce for your sake." Cutting off my words, Emily said, "Don't use me as an excuse. I hated that you just endure it, thinking that's the best way. Mom, you're not living your own life. I don't want to be like you." Emily's words pierced me. I was shocked, very shocked. Under the protection of my parents, I grew up without any hardships, never facing my husband honestly, always lying to my heart. I was afraid of Jordan leaving, so I tolerated his infidelities. It was natural for my daughter to hate me. I thought I couldn't go on like this. Even if my husband left, if I relied on my parents, we wouldn't struggle financially. But such a mother would not be loved by her daughter. So I decided to study and take the medical billing certification exam, eventually obtaining a qualification. It took 2 years to pass, but it was the first result I achieved through my own efforts. Through my father, I found a job in the billing department of a hospital. In the end, I relied on my parents again, but it was better than working at an unknown hospital without any connections. I thought it was pointless to put on a facade. I had to raise my daughter, and now she's getting married to her college classmate, a rugby player. He seemed attentive and sincere. And at the seats of the bride and groom's parents, there was my husband who had left 10 years ago.
"How dare you show up here?"
My father whispered furiously.
"Well, Emily contacted me. I was properly invited."
My husband, wearing a cheap suit, smiled unashamedly. The older he got, the more he just seemed like a shabby middle-aged man. When I heard that my daughter had invited her father to her wedding, I was surprised. To me, he is a stranger, but to my daughter, he's her father. I couldn't oppose it. Nonetheless, I thought it audacious of him to show up.
"Hey, could you spare some money? I haven't been feeling well recently and can't work much."
He whispered this to me, so others couldn't hear. I realized that must have been his purpose for coming, but I didn't respond.
"Hey, we once loved each other, didn't we?"
He shamelessly said that. Why was I so crazy about such a man, I wondered. Unfortunately, I don't care about you anymore. At all. When I said this, he clicked his tongue in dissatisfaction. The reception proceeded smoothly, and it came time for the bride and groom to read a letter addressed to their parents. Seeing his daughter in a wedding dress, even my husband seemed a bit moved.
"After all, a blood connection is stronger than a wife who isn't related by blood. Emily is beautiful like me too,"
he said insensitively.
"You never responded to my calls, but Emily invited me like this."
"Huh? What are you talking about? I've never received anything from you."
"What? I told Emily, though."
As we whispered this exchange, my daughter unfolded a piece of paper and began reading the letter. "Mom, thank you for raising me to this day. Dad cheated with a young woman 10 years ago and left you and me. You've worked so hard to raise me after that." As my daughter suddenly started telling this in her speech, the room buzzed.
"What are you saying in a place like this? After all, she is from a wealthy family, so raising one daughter should be easy, right?
My shameless husband confronted my daughter like that. No, Mom studied hard, got her qualifications, worked her socks off, and sent me to college. She refused offers to help from Grandpa and Grandma. As for you, you left and never paid a cent in child support. And after breaking up with your young lover, you couldn't find a steady job and struggled with money, and that's why you contacted us, right?
Stop it, not here.
Even my shameless husband was flustered. I myself actually didn't understand what was happening or what to do either. But I didn't tell Mom anything. I didn't want to see Mom being manipulated by you anymore. Mom's decision of choosing you as a husband was the biggest mistake of her life, but thanks to that, I am here now. Mom didn't submit the divorce papers you left because she didn't want to make me a child of a single parent.
She's just saying that. Reality is that you still have feelings for me. Right, Beth?
Hearing him call me by my name gave me chills. Certainly, it was the biggest mistake of my life. Today is my wedding day, but it's also my parents' divorce day. Mom, please get officially divorced today, and from now on, live for yourself. Thank you for everything up till now. Mom, I love you so much. I couldn't hold in my tears. Applause broke out right next to me. It was my father and mother. Then the groom's parents continued, and gradually applause arose from around us. I'm sorry for doing something so unreasonable. Thanks to my husband and his parents who approved in advance. My daughter bowed as she said this. Looking at the groom's parents, they both nodded in understanding. My husband stood up uncomfortably from his seat and fled the venue as if escaping. Later, during the bouquet toss, my daughter handed me a piece of paper. Here, Mom, this is your ticket to freedom, she said, smiling. It was the divorce papers my husband had left behind 10 years ago. After that, my ex-husband collapsed from liver damage due to his unhealthy lifestyle and was admitted to a hospital managed by my father. When the hospital billed him, he protested, shouting,
I'm the son-in-law of the director of ABC Hospital.
So my father received a call, and that's how we learned of this fact.
Him being a son-in-law was a thing of the past. We are now complete strangers, so please direct him to appropriate assistance.
My father said and hung up the phone.
Is this what you wanted?
My father asked, and I nodded. I can't afford to make any more mistakes. I'll never be involved with that man again. I don't know how many women he's been with, but it seems none stayed by his side. Now that my daughter has married and moved out, living alone in a 3-bedroom apartment is a bit lonely. From now on, live for yourself. My daughter's words echoed in my mind. If I live to the average life expectancy, I still have about 30 years to live. I plan not to hold back on doing what I like and want to do. Maybe I'll start dating again? Living with a pet might be nice too. I'd like to try volunteering as well. But first, maybe I'll invite my parents to a trip together. I would like to tell my parents I love them too.